Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is take a look at the shelf. Now, what the shelf is a user interface element that provides a place for you to put shortcuts to menu items that you like to use often. And it displays these shortcuts as simply graphical icons.
Right, it's going to be a series of just one-click buttons to perform various functions.
That's right. And here it is right here. So this is the shelf. A lot of people like to hide it for the simple fact that it gives you a little bit more real estate space on your user interface for working purposes.
Right.
And, a lot of people like to use hotkeys or other methods for getting to specific functions. Now, back in the older days of Maya 1, 2, and 3, Maya would only ship with just, I believe it was 2 shelves, and you didn't really have anything that was set up. Nowadays, starting with Maya 4 and beyond, Maya comes with a whole bunch of preset shelves for you, and you'll notice that these shelves are just completely loaded with all sorts of things. I'll be dead honest with you. It's very rare that I use something on the shelf. Now, I try to keep my interface in the default setup for the simple fact that when teaching somebody, that's a good thing to do. Otherwise, you could get Maya rearranged so much that you almost can't recognize it as Maya.
Myself, on the other hand, I use the shelf like a fiend.
That's right. Now, you'll notice at the very far end, we do have a custom tab.
Oh, yeah.
And the custom tab is set up for you to add your own icons in here. And it can be icons from things from within the menu. It could be mail scripts that you've dragged and dropped on the shelf itself.
Right.
It could be whatever you like. But and this also doesn't mean that you're limited to just a custom tab. You can create as many tabs as you'd like. You can come into the tabs that already exist and rearrange the order of these icons here. You can move them to other shelves. It's all sorts of things that you can do.
I do a lot of polygon modeling, and my polygon shelf actually looks nothing like that.
Okay.
I've totally changed the thing around.
Very nice. Now, a couple things to point out. If you do like this shelf, you can gain a little bit more space in your viewport by turning off all of these tabs across the top. If you take a look at the far left-hand side of the shelf, you'll see a little drop-down arrow here. I guess you could say an upside-down triangle. And you could come down here and turn shelf tabs off. But now we have a little bit of a problem. How do we navigate between the different shelves that were set up? Right now you can't really tell what shelf we're on, right?
Right.
So you'll notice that up here, right above this upside-down triangle, we have a little icon of a shelf tab. And if you were to click on it, you'll notice that we get a context menu that provides access to all of the different shelves you have available. There's custom that we saw a minute ago, and if I select it, our shelf is indeed empty.
So you don't necessarily have to have the tabs visible to sort through everything.
No, not at all. So again, Maya is allowing you to work the way you like to work. If you need to see the text right there on the spot, hey, not a problem. Just come over here, leave shelf tabs turned on, and you're ready to go.
Cool.
Now, a couple of more things to point out. First of all, if you're running at a lower resolution and not all of the icons can fit all the way across, that's not a problem. You'll notice that you do have some up and down arrows over here, kind of basically just a scroll bar.
Sure.
And we can just click our way down. You'll notice I have another icon that's hidden at the bottom here.
Very cool.
And we can go ahead and come back up like this. Now, to take something off of the shelf or to put something on the shelf. Do you remember how to do that, Zach?
I do.
What do we need to do?
Now, in the older days, it was Control, Alt, and Shift to bring that down. I think they've changed it these days, and you can actually get away with, I think it's just Alt and Shift.
Alt and Shift? So basically, let's say I want to put something over here, like maybe create NURBS primitive, a sphere. So you're saying Alt, Shift, create NURBS primitive, sphere, and unfortunately, that's not going to do it.
Yeah, I still hold all 3 keys
That's
even to this day.
Hey, it makes the videos a lot more fun.
Right.
It is Control-Alt-Shift. So if I come up here to create down to NURBS primitives and select whatever item I want, whoops, get a little carried away there, you'll notice that it places that item onto the shelf.
Cool.
So it's as simple as that. Put things over there, it's a piece of cake. You can also use Control and Shift if you'd like. So
there we go. That's the button I knew was missing.
So if I hold Control-Shift, come over here, and again, it's just select whatever it is I'd like to select, boom, and it adds it to the shelf.
So how do we take stuff away?
So to take stuff away from the shelf, it's real simple. You'll notice on the far right-hand side of the shelf, we have a little garbage can. All we need to do is middle click, drag, and drop. And it's that easy. It's gone. Okay?
Cool.
Now, how do we add new shelves? How do we change the icon for things that we've added on the shelf, etc., etc.? It's very simple. We'll come back over here to our little drop-down menu, and we'll come down to the shelf editor. Now, of course, this video right here is just to get you guys acquainted with the shelf, not to go into every function that there is.
Sure.
So I'll just divide this up into a very quick lecture. So we have 3 different tabs. The shelves that are available, the contents on a particular shelf, and then editing the contents of a particular item that is on a shelf.
Wow.
So coming over here to the shelves itself, this is where we're going to get a listing of all of the shelves that currently exist, and this is where we can change the order. So let's say for whatever reason I want polygons, which is right here, to actually appear before surfaces. Not a problem. I can simply move it up, and you'll notice now that polygons appear before surfaces.
Very cool.
Let's go ahead and move that back down. You notice that I can also change the names as well. I can create new shelves as well as delete shelves. Very simple. Now, once you've selected one of these shelves, you can simply come over to Shelf Contents, and you'll notice everything that's being listed here in this list box is related to what is found on the current selected shelf, in this case, polygons. So, you notice when I come over here, everything says polygon.
Nice.
Now, if I want to find out the mel commands behind a particular item that is on the shelf, I can simply select that item and then come over here to Edit Comments, and here is the mel command or script that is being called to give you that particular functionality.
Very cool.
Real simple.
Yeah.
Also, from the Shelf Contents area, this is where I can change the label and tooltip, the icon name, and then I can simply come down here and say Change Icon, which is going to place you inside Maya's Icons directory, where then if you want, you can simply come over here and switch this to Thumbnails as a listing view type of all of your available icons. That way you can easily scan down and graphically see what icons
And you can
available.
even make your own icons.
Absolutely. You can see the file type supported down here is XBP, or XPM, bitmap, and dib. So let's go ahead and close that out. And with that, really, that's pretty much it for a quick overview of how the shelves work. Again, it's just a way of graphically organizing shortcuts that you like to use often.
And it's completely a workflow issue. Use it or don't use it, whatever's most comfortable for you.
Now, you can get fancy with it by saving certain settings in certain icons, etc. And we'll be talking about this a little bit later on when we start getting into the user interface a little bit more in-depth as it's surrounding the projects we're working on.
Exactly, as we need it.
That's right. So with that, that's going to wrap up this lesson. Thanks a lot.